Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the Civic Fields in Oshawa, Ontario. I am Stephen Stamp, joined by Joe Hiltz, and we are set to bring you the U18 Men's Championship for the First Nations Trophy in these Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships. And we have the same teams as last game, the U15s. We have Ontario and BC. Pretty different circumstance, though. Ontario had to win this morning to get into that game earlier, but then had a great game in the final. They'd lost to BC earlier in the round robin. In this case, though, Ontario has glided through this tournament. They've scored 104 goals, given up 8 in their 4 round robin games, including a 19-5 win over British Columbia in the round robin portion.
Yeah, you know what? So far, it's been easy riding for them. But you know what? When you come down to these one-game finals, you just don't know, right? And if BC can possess the ball and make things happen, then you know what? Anything can happen. But they can't let Ontario get on a run. They got to stop the draw guy.
The key is also take the air out of the ball a little bit, right? Get a couple of goals and just go to the stall as much as you can, and just try to slow things down and make sure that that you're not letting Ontario have the ball. Because Ontario has the ball, they score.
Absolutely, they're so dominant on offense, and when they possess the ball, it's unbelievable. And the job of the BC right now is to take that out of them, take the ball away, and
we'd like to thank Oshawa Blue Knights Minor Lacrosse for being an official sponsor of the Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships. They're one of the reasons that you are watching this opening face-off. BC and Ontario set to do battle for a national championship. Gold on the line, and the first possession is not going to go easily to anyone. Great battle there. Hard work by Matthew Abbott for BC. Eventually, it's going to be Ontario coming out with possession. Looked like Jackson Raposo was on the ball. Actually, BC's going to get awarded possession. A little loose ball fell, and BC will get the first ball. Taking their time to move ahead.
And like I said, I think that they're going to take some air to this game and try to slow it down as much as possible. But they don't want to put themselves in a situation where they're matching up, and especially if they get against a guy like Matthew Wright, they got to try to keep the ball out of his area and not let him get on the ball or double the ball.
Kevin Sobey with the ball. He's going to step across center. The goaltender going for a bit of a run. He'll now retreat after handing it off to Jason Knox. Knox, who had 14 goals and a dozen assists for for Ontario in the round robin. So I'm looking at the wrong side of the sheet. Oh, there's Matthew Abbott. That was running across center. Ontario gets it back. They're driving to the net. I was going to say, a nice trail check. And you may hear the odd complaint from underneath us when things like that happen, because we have a lot of BC fans right below us.
Yeah, but you know what? He did catch him on the leg as he came through with the stick check, and you know what? Which caused when the fall referee saw that and made the right call. Arjan
Singh from Delta, BC. Yeah, nice mix of towns these players are representing. Of course, Delta, Port Coquitlam, Maple Ridge, Coquitlam, Kelowna, Surrey, Victoria, Nanaimo, Mission, Langley, Maple Ridge, Penticton, Ladysmith. There's a broad variety of players here. Great to see players from all around the province. A similar story in Ontario, who are now on the power play, or the man up, trying to get that first goal of the game. There's a big swing and a bounce shot by Brock Haley. Had 26 goals in the round robin portion in 4 games. You can see why.
Yeah, you know what? It's a nice shot. Low again, low between the legs. Looking high, bounce the ball low. On the power play, it's pretty tough though, right? The ball swings in behind the net here, comes out. Guy steps over. He's got a free lane to catch the ball, shoot the ball. The guy stood. I think what happened is the guy slid a little too early, helping the guy behind the net rather than worrying about the guy in the shoot position.
Carson Gregory racing out to try and get on top of Haley, but actually got in decent spot. It was just wasn't quite able to get there in time. BC with possession off of the faceoff. Ball will go to Nicholas Dos Santos. He'll hand it off and head to the bench, and Cameron Way from Port Coquitlam. We had a nice chat with Lance Andre general manager of the Maple Ridge Burrards, who are heading back to Ontario. He's got quite a travel schedule. He's here for this championship. Tomorrow he flies back to BC. He said he'll have a day at home, and then Wednesday he's going to be there, make sure all of his players get on the plane as the Maple Ridge Burrards come to Ontario to play the Peterborough Lakers for the Mann Cup. Ontario gets possession off that check, and here's Haley once again. What a great save.
Oh.
And the little shovel back pass. Kevin Sobey and his defense doing some great work there to keep Ontario from extending that lead. Ball passed ahead to Mitchell Sandberg. Nice quick clear by BC. And now we'll see if they follow your advice and just slow things down. Oh, they actually lose possession. Ball pops loose and is snagged there by Nolan Kenny from Vaughan, Ontario. Pushing the pace. There's Haley. And there's a rip high to high by Jack Boyden. His 20th goal of this tournament.
You know, we talked about BC gets the ball in offense. You know what? They get it down the corner. The guy has no help. Matthew Wright slides in, and here he comes. He just comes in, makes a nice little pass, little dump pass to the crease, nice high shot. Right, goalie never had a chance. But all started in the back end when they caused a turnover because the BC guy got in too deep, had no help supporting him. Right, got doubled, lost the ball, and the way the ball came out really quick.
Lucas Renzetti, the Pickering native for Ontario, in the face-off spot against Dos Santos. Actually, they've sent William Cookman in for BC to take that face-off. And BC got it momentarily, but then Aiden Danby tried to pass the ball over to Cookman and just didn't connect. Ontario gets it back. And boy, BC has actually had, off the face-off, pretty much a perfect situation for them. They've had control, and they've just been giving the ball away. You have to give some credit to the Ontario pressure. But
yeah, again, you know what? When you get possession, you need to spread the field. You know, take the ball wide and take your time. Slow it down a little bit, then get in the offense, and then go to the net.
Liam Ferris to Jonathan Peshko, across to Kearney, Zachary Kearney. They rotated all the way around. Can't even keep up. There's Kearney once again, taking it from Peshko. Or from Ferris, sorry. That pass is a little high, and now it's going to, they're going to say it was, it did go off an Ontario player. Thought maybe it had been tipped by the defender, but nope.
It's just
the Ontario pass goes out of bounds, and BC will get the ball.
Yeah, just an unforced error. You know what?
Sobey will start with the ball. Very patiently striding up the field. Having to make the pass to a wide open Mitchell Sandberg. Hands it off. Pretty good ball movement by BC. Tristan Kirkham will lob it across to the far side. Four BC players lining up across the field. They toss it to X and Drew Kask will move to the far side. BC, clearly we can see they're going to employ try some clog up, get some traffic in the middle. You've got to figure they're going to pop out, but again, just going in on his own is Bo Chetner, and he just lost the ball. Bo Chetner had a terrific Founders Cup. Sorry, that was actually, that was Bo Chetner, 48. And Kearney comes away with it for Ontario. And a rip from the outside. Liam Ferris taking that shot. Goes wide, though, but Ontario will regain possession.
Again, BC needs to take care of the ball. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to get doubled. Don't go 1-on-2, right? Control the ball, draw the slide, make the good passes.
Kearney goes behind the net. Jack Boyden flips it out, tries to get it back to him, but didn't quite connect. BC gets the ball. Nice pickup there by Arjan Singh. Got Boyden all over him. And gets the long flip pass over to the far side to Aiden Danby. Danby taking his time. Nobody coming to check him, so he'll just stroll up and see what's available. And the thing, the last situation you're talking about. Chetner goes in, and it's not so much that he gets stripped as when he's covered by those guys. That's tough when you get 2 or 3 guys on you. But like you said, it's getting yourself in that position. And now this pass just doesn't connect. And I'll tell you, the possessions, a lot of things going really well for BC here. They're just not valuing the ball the way that they need to.
No, they're they're making some unforced passes on silly decision making, like going 1-on-2, making a good pass, but just a bad catch.
Shot on the run there by Edward Q. But that one's swallowed up by Sobey. And BC once again has possession, once again up into the offensive zone without much trouble. Tristan Kirkham will set things up. Going to back over center into his own zone. Now he'll stay back. A little discussion about who's going up between Kirkham and Mitchell Sandberg. Now they're going to run a D-midi back and get the change made. Matthew Abbott heading off. Here comes a drive to the net, a shot. That one's through. Squeaks its way through Caleb Creaser. And I believe that's the first shot BC's actually gotten on the net, and it gets through underneath Creaser.
Yeah, right now they're 1 for 1. It was just, you know what? It was a nice play. Set him up, made a change at center. Guy get a full run on him, got down the lane on him. Like no help down the sideline. Stick check. You know what? Best thing the Bunter could have done there is stepped out and took the man rather than just swing their stick at him, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? Nice shot, nice low shot. Creaser got a good piece of it. Unfortunately, it went in the net.
Mitchell Sandberg's momentum carries him through any of the stick checks that came at him, and he rips one home to make it 2-1. BC pulling within a single goal of the team in red with the white shoulder caps. Heading right to left, who have possession. Team Ontario does get the ball. BC wearing their multi-blue with white and the taupe shoulder caps. Jackson Raposo going to just roll the ball across the field to Andrew Dalton.
BC starts out here in an open set and just moving the ball around the outside.
Now we'll see Jonathan Peshko slip into the middle. Peshko, who played for Canada at the recent World Junior Lacrosse Championships in Saskatoon. That shot from the outside by Dalton goes wide. Lob pass up to the top. It wasn't really much of a lob. It was ripped on pretty much of a line up to Raposo. Peshko will toss it back, and he will take the lob from Dalton. That pass doesn't connect, but Dalton's quick to get on it. BC communicates nicely, and Dos Santos gets the point from Cameron Way and heads up to get on his man. Dalton spinning a couple of times over to Peshko. Got Raposo lurking in the middle. Watched pretty carefully by Carson Gregory. Now Peshko try and dodge underneath. Looking pass all the way and can't quite get it to the stick of Raposo. We'll track it down and throw it across to Brock Haley. Haley, swim move. Twister. That's a lovely finish by Brock Haley. We saw him with the big wind up in the bounce shot earlier. Now he just goes a finesse play to tuck that one home high.
Yeah, if you watch, he just kind of steps over top the guy. Takes the ball. Nice big swim move here. Comes back in. Steps in. Boom. Crosses over. Does a switch hand shot.
It's a beauty. Oh. Brock Haley with some diversity showing already as we're 12 minutes into the first quarter. That makes it 3-1 in favor of Ontario.
Got a lot of power off that switch too.
Ball pops out. Curtis Buckta from Woodstock comes up with it. He's looking around for a teammate. Then he realized he had some open space. Takes the shot. It is turned aside by Sobey. Boyden will slow it down, headed out to Buckta. Haley from behind the net swings it. They continue to move the ball around as Zachary Kearney hands it off to Bukta. Now Ontario starts to send some men to the middle. Henry slips to the X. Big windup for Liam Ferris, but had a defender race out onto him. Ball stripped. Battle ensues. Looks like Cooper Gettle is going to get it. Great, great body position. Excellent footwork.
He worked hard and won that battle.
Nice combination of grit and tenacity and some lacrosse smarts to understand positioning and exactly where he needed to be to come up with possession. Great work by Cooper Gettle. Now BC's got to control possession. There's Bo Chetner ducking in and out of traffic. Bukta all over him. Bukta to the big two-way midi. Chetner hands it off. Here's Kirkham leaving the ball for a driving Xander Torres. This shot goes off a foot, bounces out. Going to be scooped up by Matt Wright. On the run, continues to fly up the field. Just lobs that pass back. Perfect setup for Zachary Tower. Penalty coming. That's Jason Knox, hands it off. And then Monty Cook moves it down. So Ontario will go to the man advantage. They already lead 3-1. And we would like to thank the Ontario Junior Men's Field Lacrosse League for being an official sponsor of the Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships. Their players intermix with these Team Ontario. A lot of those OJFMLL guys will play for Team O at these Canadian Championships. Oh, what a catch and release by Peshko. Lovely touch pass by Jason Knox to hit Peshko right in stride.
Yeah, well, if you look, Peshko's one of the best premier shooters in the league in the game today.
Yeah.
If you let him stand, have position, shoot the ball, he's going to put it in net 9 out of 10 times.
He's such a big kid, too.
Oh.
He uses his size very well.
A lot of power. And here you just find, you know what, just finds the lane, Knox feeds him, cutting through the middle, and puts it in the top corner. Nice
pass by Knox, too. Just that, it's that sense of when you need to rip the ball and when you don't. Ontario takes a timeout to maximize their opportunity on this power play.
So basically right now what we have is BC's working hard in the middle on the draws. They're battling, they're getting the ball. The problem is they're getting it on the offensive end, and they're turning it over. Way too easy, too many times. Bad passes, going into doubles, just not taking the time, possessing the ball, trying to make something happen. While the defense is out. Like, they scored their goal. Why? Because they pulled the ball to the one side, passed the ball to the guy, he cut down the far side. No room to double, no room to help, and he scores a goal.
Yeah. So it's 4-1, less than 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We'd like to thank the Oshawa Blue Knights U19 Lacrosse Club for their role as an official sponsor of the Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships, and also the Ontario Minor Field Lacrosse League. Everyone from around here, the Ontario Field Leagues and the local organizations really stepping up to allow JVI Sports Network to bring the Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships to the screen for you.
Well, without the OMFL and the OJMFL, you know what? Our spring leagues, our fall leagues, we wouldn't have this product put on the field, right? Like, we have our box program, which, helps tremendously with this field program as well. They work hand in hand together. But you know what?
Synergistically.
Yeah. Without the field programs, we don't have this product. And you know what? We're just thankful for the spring league, the OMFL, the spring and fall league, and the junior men's league in the fall that give us the product to put on the field.
You're obviously intimately involved with that as the OLA's vice president for field lacrosse.
I am. I'm. I get to sit back and enjoy field lacrosse. So men's, women's, right? The minors. I enjoy it. Sit back and they do a great job in running their programs, and I just assist whenever I can.
And besides being a terrific player in your own right, 3 or 4 kids that play the game.
4.
4 kids that play the game. Didn't want to leave anybody out.
No.
Meg is here, actually. One of your daughters came up with us, made the trip, and is sitting over in the other booth enjoying some Canadian field lacrosse action. And right now, Ontario enjoying a man advantage. Go up to the top to Peshko. Thinks about it for a moment. Great ball movement. Oh, what a rip off the underside of the crossbar. Comes rocketing out to the sideline.
Jason Knox just steps in. That's an underhand shot, low to high.
How much harder can you shoot that ball?
I think he was trying to knock the post into the back of the field.
He almost moved the net. He almost lifted it up. Here's a pass down low, and there's a rip that won't be stopped by Brock Haley. As he just had too much space. I mean, there's so many weapons on this Ontario team that BC having to pick and choose, and there's no way you can cover everybody.
No, and you know what? When you're a man down, you can't afford to take penalties against this offense. You know, they're dangerous from every angle, from every position. And you know what? When you go down a man, you're leaving somebody open to shoot the ball. It doesn't matter who it is.
William Cookman out for BC to take the draw. He'll face off against Lucas Renzetti. But boy, if you're BC, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. You don't want to be passive in your defense. You want to be aggressive. You want to be playing a tough physical game. And occasionally, that kind of goes over the line into penalties.
But you just need to learn. You know what? You got to be smart. You got to be aggressive, but you got to play within the game, right? You can't go out and take things in your own hands and take penalties.
Ontario with the ball off the face-off. Immediately start to push things, then they'll pull back and set it up, make sure they got it. I like the way they're always looking to attack first. If it's not there, they'll pull it out, take their time, set up. Carson Moyer passed it across there, and then Edward Q down. They're moving it all the way around as Haley gets it to Boyden.
Here we go.
Now they start to move in. Monty Cook.
Here he goes. Eddie Q's going down.
Well, pretty nice defense there by William Cookman. Ontario's going to take another angle. Here comes Moyer. Passes it down low. Haley fighting his way out along the crease line. He actually stepped in the crease, so it's BC possession. They'll get the ball. Sobey with the pass out. Go ahead.
Yep, talking of Eddie Q. Eddie Q's probably going to be the number 1 pick. Probably going to be the number 1 pick in the junior A draft this upcoming year.
Who has the first pick this year? That I think it's Peterborough, isn't it?
No, Whitby then.
Oh.
If Peterborough has it, then Whitby gets it.
Oh, they moved it?
Yeah, in the Wesley deal.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Whitby just licking their lips about getting him.
Oh,
I'm sure.
For sure.
Q from Mississauga. Ball in the stick now of Caleb Creaser, the Huntsville goaltender. Again, we mentioned earlier a bunch of the BC towns were kind of all at once. We're kind of slipping the Ontario towns in, but I mean, you're also looking at Woodstock and Georgetown, Cambridge, Kitchener, King City, Oakville, Brooklyn, Whitby area. I mean, Peterborough. Don't worry, I wasn't going to leave it out. Don't worry, Joe. Ontario setting up at the top. Lead 5-1 with 1:15 to go. Taking their time on this possession. Doesn't look like they're in any hurry to attack before the end of the quarter, but we'll see if they start to move in. Got one man in the stack now. Moyer tossed it out. Here's a little dodge by Monty Cook. Back to the top. Q going for a run. Nice job to fight to get his hands free. There's the talent that makes him such a coveted prospect. Excellent work to fight off the check and get that shot in.
And that's exactly what he did. You know what? Ontario had some good ball movement going on here. They pass the ball around, they dodge it, come back out, they step it back out to Eddie Q. Eddie Q goes in, steps to the right, comes back in, rolls inside. And you know what? Even though he's got guys all over him on both sides, he still gets a shot off and scores. Very strong, very strong athlete.
Great balance, too, as he's getting banged from both sides and managing to get that stick up and understand exactly where he is. You know, great proprioception, the awareness of your body moving in space. And we're just barely going to get play back underway in this first quarter with about 5 seconds to go. Rolls into Ontario's end, but they have the player there, so that will do it for the first quarter. It's 6-1. Ontario over BC. I'm Steven Stamp with Joe Hiltz. Thanks for being with us on this JVI Sports Network presentation of Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships. We'll be back after a quick break. Friends to the Canadian Junior Field Lacrosse Championships here in Oshawa, Ontario. I'm Steven Stamp with Joe Hiltz. We were just adding up the goals by the big three of Brock Haley, Jason Knox, and Jack Boyden, and they have 54 goals between them in the round robin in 3 games. Throw in Michael Taylor, and you're looking at 69 goals.
And that's just your attack.
That's just your attack. This is a pretty dominant club. We're just discussing how there's a good dozen or more D1 NCAA scholarship recruits, athletes in this program. BC with possession off the faceoff, 6-1 for Ontario as we start this second quarter of play. 4 20-minute quarters here at the National Championships. These teams have been playing 420s all weekend. 5 teams in the U18 division, so just 4 games, not the 6 that the U15s had to play. Here's Ontario on the breakout. Jackson Raposo going to slow it down a little bit. Hands it off to Knox, who immediately goes to Haley. Over to the far side to Henry. Dalton's pass just kind of skipped away from Raposo momentarily, but so they'll just start it again. It's a do-over, and he catches it this time cleanly and runs in. Oh, bounces away from the stick of Peshko, but he's chopping down on that immediate ride. BC comes up with the ball. Great job protecting it, keeping his stick away from trouble by Mitchell Sandberg. But then the pass just drifts away, and boy, that's been plaguing BC in this game.
Yeah, turnovers for sure are going to hurt them like that. Well, not going to. They have been.
Yeah.
You know what? And we talked to it for the game. They need to possess the ball longer. They need to take 2 minutes off the clock, at least 2 minutes off the clock every time they touch it before they go to the net, just so that, you know what, they stay in control.
That outlet pass didn't initially connect, but then they do get it in Henry's shot, Boyden's shot. We're discussing whether he goes by Jack or Jack Henry. Boyden.
We're going to go by Jack.
We'll go with Jack.
Oh.
Knocks down to his knees, gets back up, fights out, but then the late trail check does get the ball loose. Great effort there by Aiden Danby. All kinds of pressure here on Arjan Singh. Going to step away from the check, backpedal, bounce one ahead. Nice job finding his open man, and some great help by Cooper Gettle. Gettle the pass ahead. BC with an opportunity to the bouncer. And you do all that work. Great situation, and then the save by Caleb Creaser just swallows it up. Penalty coming to Ontario.
I'm assuming it was offside. I didn't see any slashing, I thought. So.
Yeah, we did have an offside call as BC pushing the pace up the field. So a chance for the West Coast club to take advantage here. They move it down low. A spinning shot. Nice play to finish it up. That's Tristan Kirkham. Great work being aware of where his positioning was as he's about to spin, so he can get this shot off so quickly.
You're going to take the one pass down. He's going to step out. He's going to step out into the open, take a quick underhand shot. Low. Yeah, Creaser, I thought maybe thought it was going higher or whatever, but you know what? Again, just take control, take your time, make your shots count. BC takes a timeout. Ontario did take a 1 minute penalty, probably I think it was for slashing, not an offside. And
I thought I saw the offside indication. You wouldn't take the timeout during after a goal on a releasable penalty.
Maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
You wouldn't think.
Somebody took a timeout. Maybe Ontario took the timeout. Slow it down, but I didn't really see who took that.
6-2, Ontario leads after that Tristan Kirkham goal. Lefty attack from Langley, BC.
Tristan Kirkham is an Ontario native. Comes from Peterborough.
There you go. Moved out?
Yeah, moved out west a few years ago.
So many do. You went out for a while?
I did for a while. Went for 6 years.
I moved out for, I'm from Peterborough as well. Moved out for rowing. Yep. Went out for Olympic trials and landed in Victoria and decided within a couple of weeks I was staying for a while. Spent a good dozen years out on the West Coast.
Our good friend Ronnie Tapp here went out west for a few years. He's here with Ohio Wesleyan University looking at some players.
We get back underway, back to full strength. Face-off violation, and BC will get the ball. Nicholas Dos Santos.
And we are 6-on-6.
Yeah. Pass down. Kirkham scored the last goal. Picked up immediately. You can see Noah Labar. Labar fresh off a Founders Cup championship with the Elora Mohawks. Really solid defender for that club. Boy, what a nice program. A lot of homegrown guys. Just a few imports from around not that far away. And just a great story as they played an outstanding season through a gauntlet in the Junior B playoffs.
Did they ever?
Oh, my goodness. Wallaceburg Red Devils, Six Nations Rebels, and then the Clarington Green Gales just to earn the right to go to the Founders Cup in Akwesasne. JVI Sports Network was pleased to bring you all the coverage of every game of that tournament, as we are pleased to be here for the Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships in Oshawa. BC, good, solid possession. Xander Torres spins, gets a pass. That shot's a little wide. Oh, they're going to say Ontario was closest to the ball. That's Caleb Creaser spinning on the far side. And again, like
you got to remember, it's close to where the ball goes out of bounds at the time it goes out, not close to the end line. Just because you run to the end line doesn't mean you get the ball back. It's whoever's closest to the ball where it goes out.
A very alert job by Creaser to spin off his far post and head to the line and get the ball back for Ontario. Knox takes it immediately up to Kearney. Complete revolution of the offensive zone. Now they're going to reverse things. Butka will toss it over to Liam Ferris. A couple of Ontario players slipping quietly into the slot. Long outside shot. Nice save by Sobey. He saw that one all the way. And makes the quick pass. Sobey's been very patient on the clear, but that time he saw an opportunity, and boy, if it's there, he's immediately making that pass up. Nice heads-up play by the goaltender.
Ontario seems to be very content to let them have that midline without really riding hard, getting back on defense. Let their defense do the job back here in the back end.
Straight line dodge across the top, then the low shot. Skipping one along the turf was Drew Andre. Just a little bit wide. You could tell he thought he had a chance, a great chance there.
He was in a great position to get them to 6-3 and maybe pull a bit of momentum back towards BC.
Bo Chetner's pass doesn't connect. It is spirited away. Bit of a run there for Brock Strong. Ontario into the offensive set. Haley is in behind the net. Again, Ontario taking their time. 6-2 lead. We are 6.5, almost 7 minutes into this second quarter on JVI Sports Network. Long pass up to the top. They come across to Kearney. He's going to start a dodge from the top. Boynton, a nice spin move. The angle of the bounce shot was a little over steep, though. Great job by Sobey to pounce on that before anyone can get to it. Danby returns the ball to Sobey, the goalkeeper. And again, with Ontario this time picking up all the BC players, he waits patiently. And then the long pass picked off. Weren't a whole lot of options for Sobey, and the one that he decided on didn't work out well.
BC offside on the play as well.
There you go. Edward Q. Go to Haley on the far side. Through X to Knox. Back to Q. Dodge initiated. Nice step back, trying to go through the middle of it. A lot of traffic for Carson Moyer. BC strips the ball, but we're going to have a possession foul, and Ontario will get it right back.
Yeah, Ontario had some great ball over there. Just unfortunately, he decided to go into the middle. There's three guys standing on there and got his stick checked, and luckily they get the ball back.
Nolan Katinik with some nice defense there. The pressure forcing a bit of an errant play. But the shot does Wind up back with Ontario as it goes out of the back bounds. Great save by Sobey. And the ball bounced off the shooter's foot. It was Jack Boyden. Took the shot. The ball came back, hit him, and almost rolled in. Sobey had to be alert for that one. Sobey again will take his time. Ontario does have everyone covered. Now they start to move. Pressure comes to him. He goes to the man who, Haley, to the left. Nice run by Arjun Singh, the long pole, and then hands it off. All that work, and you just give it to the forwards and let them have the fun. Can you tell I played D-pole in field lacrosse? Oh, almost a great play by Alan Gain, but just at the last moment he gets hit and the ball goes flying. And we will now have the penalty assessed to Ontario.
30-second penalty for something. Not quite sure. Can't make it out. All I know is 30 seconds.
This is the challenge with having the officials facing the scorer's table over away from us on the far side of the field. Got a pretty nice crowd here down underneath us checking out this game. That'll be BC possession as they had a man down low as the shot went wide. And Xander Torres from Kelowna will toss it up top. Kirkham to Chetner. That pass skips away, but Kirkham is there to grab it. Immediate pressure on him from Matthew Wright. Ontario gets their player back. And Jackson Raposo will run into the defensive set. Up to the top, and Sandberg will see what he can generate from up there. From the shoulder, thought about having a go. That pass is knocked down and grabbed immediately by Brock Strong. Boy, Strong having a very solid game here. Long pole, flips the pass through the middle, and an assist for Strong on a nice finish by Curtis Bukta.
What do you say? It all starts down to the defensive end, right? Ontario causes turnover, and on a fast break transition, Brock does a great job of pulling out, looking for the cutter down the middle, right, and makes a fantastic shot.
Just that little lighthouse spin with the stick extended, ready to go, making sure he's protecting the ball. And when the cutter comes, an easy pass for Strong to just kind of loft it up there for Butka to run onto and do what he will with it. 6-2. Actually, that's going to be 7-2. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, it took me a moment to ponder. Ontario already had their half dozen. And they have possession off the face-off, Andrew Dalton. Hard rip by Haley. That one's going to go wide, though. Boyden in perfect position to get it back for Ontario, though. Here's a chance. Oh, the pass through.
Illegal screen.
Yeah. Sometimes there's an explanation for why a player is that wide open.
No, he was definitely that wide open. Knox just kind of got his way a little bit while he was still moving and caused the illegal screen.
Chetner takes the pass in the middle. Nice little fake. One hand pass down. Oh, Kirkham denied. What a great save. Caleb Creaser is on fire. And he has the ball down by his own crease. Hard to imagine a much better name for a goalie.
True enough.
Creaser. I mean, it's Creasor, but still. Sounds like Creaser.
Yes,
like you're a guy who hangs out in the crease. Takes the pass back. Pressure coming from BC, but that's going to leave a wide open Zachary Tower. That's a pretty nice little toe drag dangle by the long pole Tower. Timeout to Ontario. I don't know that they. Not sure they thought that Zachary Tower could get himself out of that difficulty, but he was doing a pretty nice job.
Yeah, he was doing a good job. You know what? He was in and out, and he was just coming back out around the top to made a nice pass across midfield. And they called time. Maybe they thought they just need to slow it down, have a little chat.
Yeah.
5 minutes left. You get timeout. You might as well use them up.
Yeah, just 5:58 till halftime. We'd like to thank the Oshawa Blue Knights Lacrosse U19 Lacrosse Club for being an official sponsor of the Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships and being among those making it possible for JVI Sports Network to bring you this live free coverage of the U15 and U18 Canadian title games, and of course the Ontario Junior Men's Field Lacrosse League. Also an official sponsor. Thank you all our sponsors for making it possible. I'm Steven Stamp with Joe Hiltz. 7-2 for Ontario. Again, it was 19-5 Ontario over BC in round robin play here in the First Nations Trophy U18 Championship play, and
it's only 7-2. It's like, you know what? BC's made some critical bad passes, some errors. They could be right in this game if they hadn't made those a few mistakes. Let's say out of the penalty box.
Yeah,
right?
Primarily just not valuing the ball, not retaining possession enough that you want to take it. We talked about taking the air out of the ball a little bit, taking the air out of the game. You just want to not give Ontario too many possessions, too many chances, because they're so potent offensively. As we mentioned, 104 goals in 4 round robin games that Ontario scored, and they only allowed 8.
And we have a stick check on an Ontario player. This could be Jack Boynton. This could be costly. Right now, I can tell you he's probably going to get a 30-second penalty for having his laces too long.
Yeah,
but,
you can see them dangling.
But we'll wait for an official call here on the field.
Is it just 30 for the laces too long? I thought that was illegal equipment as well.
Fix it. Cut it. Okay. Right? So, and then it's different here, right?
Right.
Here, if you can fix it, you can fix it. If you can't fix it, it's a 3-minute. If you can fix it, then it's a 30-second.
The laces one is just one that seems like you should be able to. You can control that, how long your shooting strings are.
Yeah. They look like they're taking it away.
Yep.
And we'll wait and see what the call is. On this.
Yeah, he's holding the strings out to them.
Yeah. So that's just a player error. You know what? A lot of times you really don't think about it as a player that the opposing team's going to make that call and you're shooting the strings. But you know what? Right now BC needs a call and they got one. So let's see if they can make this work. And they don't get a free clear because it wasn't a penalty during play, and that's why you see them starting on the backside of.
Oh, and the pass picked off by Peshko immediately.
And again, another opportunity to make something happen, and we have a turnover.
And Ontario immediately to the attack. Now, nobody was actually sent to the penalty area for Ontario. At least nobody went and sat. That shot goes wide.
You know why? Because it was only a turnover. Because it was a 30-second penalty, which is a technical.
Okay.
So there was no penalty being served.
Right,
it was just a turnover.
No time served.
Yep.
Dodge from the top. Belton doesn't find what he likes, so he's going to reinitiate. We'll just hand it off to Peshko. Peshko will start from up high. Oh, there's one. Off the post. Bounces back out. Ball's loose. Haley gets there first. But tenacious coverage there. In pursuit is Carson Gregory. Parafoul flags go up. Little backhand whip shot by Zachary Kearney. It'll be Ontario possession. And they will go to the man up.
You say he takes a 1 minute slashing penalty on that play.
So with 4:20 to go in the first half, Ontario chance to extend their 7-2 lead. Comes around to Peshko at the top, keeps it moving. Another full circuit by the Ontario offense. Perimeter ball movement. There's a hard fake, and then the shot bounces past the net. That was Raposo trying to find a spot. Hard rip, but a nice save by Sobey. And what control of that rebound. Big hit coming. But Dalton couldn't dislodge the ball. Great protection of possession by Cameron Way. Matthew Abbott under pressure. Tosses across. And Way will hand the ball off and then heads to the bench for a substitute.
We're back at even strength, 6-on-6 right now.
Had to look down and make sure he still had the ball, but he does indeed. And then on the run, the nice shot by Sandberg, but just a little too much angle and a little wide of the net.
Again, dodge to the outside. You know what? That's how they scored their first goal. Back to it again.
Parker Davey makes the pass up. That shot doesn't get through, and there's a quick clearance pass. And Ontario is into the offensive zone just like that. Pass gets away from Haley. And BC will take the ball. They get the quick clearance pass. William Cookman sees the double team developing. Oh, and then it's stripped. It's a great one-on-one defensive effort there by Raposo. And the roll pass. All kinds of pressure on Dalton. So he's just going to leave it there for Raposo. We're less than 2 minutes to go in the first half, 7-2 Ontario. I'm Stephen Stamp with Joe Hiltz. Thanks for being with us, lacrosse friends, for this Canadian Field Lacrosse Championship. Dalton a couple times tries to initiate a dodge underneath. Gets it through in the big save. Once again by Sobey, who's having himself a terrific game. Oh, Danby, his pass doesn't get through. He's going to go and just try and take out the man who is picking it off. That winds up leaving the ball on the floor, on the ground. And Jason Knox just grabs it and whips a shot really quickly.
Top corner to boot. You know, you got the ball in your own end, and you can't play with the ball. You got to get it out of your own end. You know, you can't. You know, he looks back. He goes back to his goalie, right? And the goalie's like covered. It's like, you know, you need to move the ball up the field. You can't stand back and turn the ball over that easily. You know, the goalie never had a chance on that. You know, with Knoxy picking that ball up and taking a nice underhand low to high.
We're into the final 30 seconds of this first half. Extended battle at the dot. Now it pops out. I'm going to say there was a BC possession violation. Liam Ferris meets a teammate coming off the bench with that pass. Got about 5 seconds to shoot. And a pole chance for Matthew Wright. And again, as having played pole myself, I always love to see the pole chances. And there's a penalty coming to Jason Knox, who rushed into his teammate's defense and threw a cross-check right in the back of a BC player right in front of the ref.
Don't forget a replay. I think the goalie got hit originally while he was on the ground.
That is it for the first half. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes here on JVI Sports Network. I'm Steven Stamp with Joe Hiltz. On behalf of all of us at JVI, thanks for being with us. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to Lacrosse Friends to the Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships. It is the First Nations Trophy, the men's U18 championship. 8-2, Ontario leads BC, and they have the ball. And a rip right off the bat. That is one of the easiest goals Brock Haley will ever get in his life.
Absolutely. You know what? It was basically right off the draw. You know what? Ontario had the draw. They win the draw. Flick it over to right. Right brings it down. Flicks it into the middle to Boyton. Boyton takes a shot. Excellent save. Fantastic save by the goalie. But unfortunately, the ball pops up into Haley's stick, and he just says, "Thank you very much," and deposit it in the open net for free.
Matthew Wright, the LSM there. What a player! He was a all-world player at the World Junior Championships in Saskatoon a few weeks ago. I was out calling those games. Really impressed with that young man. He's just so poised and such a great athlete.
There he is. There, getting
scoops it up again. I mean, he is a nose for the ball.
Fantastic product out of Oakville, Ontario. You know what he is? He's just a big, strong boy. I do believe he won the. Did he play midget this last year? Or last year?
It was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He's been with the Burlington Chiefs for a bit now.
Right. I think it was last year midget. He was MVP of the Final Six.
Wow. Ontario setting up. They've got that 9-2 lead now after the opening goal here in the third quarter. Boynton sets it up top. And there's the finish by Edward Q. Speaking of outstanding midget players.
What do you got to say here? You know what? Goalie had no opportunity to save whatsoever. Boynton takes it in behind, rotates back through. They all set up. Eddie Q finds himself a spot in the middle between the two defenders. Wide open shot. Goalie had no chance again. We're talking halftime. You know what? Talking about how Ontario maybe wasn't at their best in the first half. Come out the second half, and so far,
two goals in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, 3 shots, 2 goals.
And again, we see on the inversion the players staying high, like really leaving that space in the middle where the defenders are clogged up, getting your space up top, and just knowing how far you can be and still have a good shot at the net. Big battle for the face-off off of this one, and it looked like everyone just kind of stopped. And Carson Moyer zips in, and the King City player will pick that ball up, and Ontario's back to the possession. 10-2 they lead. I'm Steven Stamp with Joe Hiltz here in Oshawa, Ontario at the Civic Fields. Elite rotation of the offensive zone by Ontario.
You're going to see a dodge come from the top here as he takes the pass.
Yeah, they get the short on short.
Nope.
Oh, no, they decide to keep it moving.
Here it comes.
There we go. Now it comes back.
Down the lane he goes. Oh.
Double team him immediately. They're all over Monty Cook. Michael Taylor trying to get the ball back. Well, the big collisions in the middle of that pile. And Ontario will be awarded possession. Cook takes the pass as soon as play is blown back in. Turn around the outside all the way back to Q at the top. And to Cook. Step Carson Moyer out there, and he takes the pass, gives it right back, and then gets it back. Cook, as Ontario is being very patient, moves it over to Q. Little bull dodge, just throwing that shoulder down, but it is repelled nicely, and the ball is tipped. Goes straight to Michael Taylor, and that's another great save by Kevin Sobey. All his defenders still reacting to the tip of the ball and figuring out where it was, and Sobey was on it like a laser. BC needs to hold on to the ball in the offensive zone here and generate a solid scoring chance. Cameron Way taking his time. He'll hand it off and go for a sub. Xander Torres up at the top. We've generally seen him down low, more of a GLE guy, but switching things up a little bit.
BC looks like they're taking their time trying to set something up. Shorty on shorty, maybe.
Kirkham. He had a nice chat with his dad during the intermission. We have 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dad Terry. Out now they live out in BC. Works for Langley as an equipment guy in the box program. Peterborough native.
Xander Torres adjusting his helmet as he thought the check from Edward Q got up into his face a little bit. Sandberg trying to free his hands, does so. No problem for Caleb Creaser there. Canadian Junior Field Lacrosse Championship action here in Oshawa, and we'll have Kufla action getting underway in a few weeks. Teams already hitting training camps in the Canadian University Field Lacrosse Association schools. Chance for Ontario from the top, a little low skipper, but Raposo can't quite find his mark. It's well wide, but Boyden is back there to get the possession.
BC made a bad change here, which gave Ontario an opportunity to go in there on a 6-on-5.
Yeah, just a wholesale change. Everyone just running to the bench at the same time. Dalton, movement down low. Haley dancing the crease, but they say stepped in and it'll be no goal. Score stays at 10-2. It's a pretty little play other than stepping on the line. Kevin Sobey from Surrey is in no hurry, but now he will take the long pass ahead. Space. Shot goes high and wide. Nice chance for Parker Davey from Nanaimo. Couldn't quite find the spot he was looking for, though. That pass doesn't connect. Kirkham was trying to hit Alan Gain. Kirkham has it back. Kirkham has a look and communicates with just a look from Kurt to Cookman to go, but he is stripped of the ball. Nice play by Peshko in a D-midi roll. And we'll have an illegal push on Ontario. Ball goes back to BC. Kirkham will start with it.
Peshko made a great play there on defense, had the ball, but unfortunately gave it back up again. But some good defense by BC, come right back at him.
Torres waits a runner from the bench, gets it back. Wide set, well, a long set here from BC. 5 guys pretty much in a line from 30 meters out of the net right down to the crease. And actually in behind. Kirkham, sidearm pass. I think the stick of Zachary Tower may have distracted BC player on the far side, Torres. We have a slashing call coming against Ontario. So a chance for BC to try and cut into this 8-goal deficit.
Well, here's an opportunity, right? You're right. You know, here's a chance for them right now to take this game to 7 goals, maybe 6 if they get the draw. 6. Right? But you know what?
Get the goal, get the timer, get the ball.
They have to start making these opportunities count.
Kirkham spins and scores. That was in and out in a flash, but definitely in, and that is 10-3.
And BC calls timeout to stop the clock, stop the penalty.
Well, they did exactly what they need to do there. You can see on the replay how quickly he gets rid of this ball once he steps into a bit of space.
Yeah, you know what? It was just great. You know what? Power play took their time. They didn't force anything. They moved the ball around. You know what? Ended up finding Kirkham in the middle. Quick shot, quick release. You know? But, yeah.
31 minutes to go in this game. We would like to thank the Oshawa Blue Knights Lacrosse U19 Club for making the entire game possible to bring to you here on JVI Sports Network. Proud to bring you the Canadian U15 and U18 Field Lacrosse Championships. Another official sponsor is the Ontario Ontario Minor Field Lacrosse League. I keep saying men's. They'll be men. Right now, they would have to be technically classified as boys, I guess.
Yeah.
Ontario Minor Field Lacrosse League. And girls and Ontario Junior Men's Field Lacrosse League. Don't want to leave the girls out of the minor.
What's that?
So you don't want to leave the girls out of the minor. Got to remember the girls.
Yeah, the girls are part of OWFL.
There you go.
Which is
Oshawa Blue Knights Lacrosse minor program, also a sponsor of the Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships. Thank you to all of our sponsors, making it possible for JVI Sports Network to bring you live coverage Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships.
Now, the good thing is, we're hosting the Nationals here this year. Next year we host the Worlds in
Peterborough?
U19 Worlds. The women's, U19 Women's Field Championships in Peterborough next year.
Pretty excited about that. Nice trail check there by Aiden Danby. Ball still loose. Scooped up by Danby. Great shift for him. Gonna go and grab a bit of a rest. Sprints to the bench and hurdles the penalty chairs. And while that's happening, Ontario regains possession. Curtis Butka just goes and wins that ball in a possession battle.
Knocked the stick right out of the BC player's hands altogether, which means the BC guy can't even play the ball without his stick. So
Butka throws it back down to Haley. BC switching up some players. They had a short stick down on Haley, but quickly got Nolan Katinik down to pick him up. Butka to Haley once again. Now they go to X. Boyden just keeps it moving, and they make a complete circuit from past the midway point of the third. Boyden reverses field. Back up to the top. Ontario really slowing things down here. Butka to Haley. You just know if BC backs off at all, there'll be a shot, and there was one. Ontario going to the net when they had the chance. Toby had to react to that because it was tipped en route, and he made a nice job adapting and coming up with the ball. Pressure, but fighting through it. And BC goes into the offensive zone. Chetner with a chance. Oh, foot save by Greaser. What a job.
Greaser there just threw his body out to make that save. You know what? The guy came in all alone. He just kind of threw his stick out, threw his body out, making a nice save off the leg. Good job.
And it's so courageous. I mean, you just don't have that much gear as a field lacrosse goalie, and they just throw themselves in harm's way. Nobody emulating Dylan Ward with the sweatpants, though. He wears them even in the hottest heat. He likes those sweatpants. High to high rip. Nice save by Sobey there, turning aside Butka. And BC gets the ball up into the offensive zone. Cooper Gettle takes a look around. Now he'll make the handoff. Big hit, as Cookman may or may not have been aware that Zachary Kearney was closing in on him, but no problem absorbing it, protecting the ball, and makes the pass across the far side, gets it back. Cookman goes to X. And Bo Chetner off for a bit of a trot with Brock Strong watching him. Penalty coming, maybe on the slash by Strong. Yeah, he was a little overzealous with the stick, and BC will go to the man advantage.
Yeah, another opportunity then for them to, take their time and legal procedure. Got here.
So Matthew Wright will go to the box, and a great chance for BC. Oh, what a save, though. Caleb Creaser stands his ground, knocks that one down.
Ontario takes 2 penalties on that one. They took the slash. They took an illegal procedure by leaving the box too early to change.
So a 6-on-4. Everyone underneath us is yelling that Ontario's offside, as they only had 2 players back in their end. 5 up in the offensive zone. BC starts with possession. Tristan Kirkham. BC looking for something, probing. Ontario's got 1 man back out. Here comes the other. Ball bounces up, and the spinning shot.
Oh, another flag.
Yeah, that was Sandberg who took it, and as the shot whistles by the cage.
Eddie Q takes a cross-check and penalty.
So Ontario not doing themselves any favors. They still lead by 7. But we're under 5.5 to go here in the third. And BC is hanging tough. Exactly what you have to do if you're BC. Just hang in there, but then you've got to possess the ball, as we've talked about, and take advantage of these man-up situations. Kirkham over to Chetner. Comes back to Chetner from the far side. He'll rip it dead overhand. Hand save by Creaser. Ball pops loose, and there's a battle for that. BC getting hungry, going after it. It's going to be Creaser that zips out. Is able to get a long pass, so it's going to be picked off by Kirkham. Goalie not back in his net. Great pickup by the Ontario defenders to make sure they took away all the passing opportunities for Kirkham. Otherwise, somebody would have had a shot at the empty net. Kirkham gets it back. Torres back to Kirkham. Another save by Creaser. He scoops it up on the run, so he's going to go for a bit of a trot. Creaser just ran through somebody on the way back to his net.
Goalie.
That was Drew Andre that got leveled. And yeah, Creaser's going to have to go and serve this.
And Lagana's going to see some time here.
Yep.
Oh.
Andrew Lagana.
Yep. And
an illegal up at the front.
And
yeah,
now we have an illegal procedure call.
Yeah.
Because
he just ran in. Yep. He didn't go up to the change box. Ran in from his end of the bench. But get a little excited, right? As a goalie, you're watching and you see you're needed.
But he gets to go in on this because it's not a personal. So he should be able to go in net and play net. The player served the penalty.
Wouldn't that be something, though, if the 2 Ontario goalies were both sitting in the penalty box?
I think Lagana gets to go to net.
He does.
Right?
Oh, I'm not saying he doesn't. I was just saying imagine if he didn't.
If it had been a personal, been like a personal like that,
serve it.
Then he would have to serve it. But with only being a technical penalty, the in-home gets to serve that penalty. He gets to come to the net.
Now, if both goalies do have penalties, and you've just got players out there, can one of your players go and stand in there? You can't play it with your.
You have to have
hands.
You have to have a jock, right?
Yeah.
And stick doesn't matter.
There's a chance for BC and a take. Mitchell Sandberg.
You have to have the chest pad, and you have to have a jock.
So you just have to play.
Yeah.
Go out and cover as many people as you can. We'll see on the replay here that BC wastes no time, as they should, the 6-on-4, and Sandberg is just going to let this go. Test the new goalie early, and that's a tough one.
Yeah, you really can't. You really can't blame him. You know, he just got out in the field. He took a penalty. He's probably a little flustered. Gets out there. You know what? And first shot's a goal. That's okay. See what he can do. See if he can settle in and bounce back and make a big save in the rest of the power play.
The high to low, but fairly low angle bouncer gets through. 10-4. And BC will start with possession once again on the faceoff violation. Let's see how long they take to get a shot on Lagana this time. No rush by BC. Kirkham takes a check there from Labar. Hand off by Torres. They're down low. Oh, there's a nice save. Great job by Lagana to step in and face that right on top of the crease and turn it aside. Back up top to Drew Andre. He's going to hand it off to Torres. Again, BC just throws a pass that gets knocked away and just not being careful enough with the ball. Play blown back in. We're into the final 2 minutes of the third quarter here. Ontario up 10-4. BC enjoying much of the possession play. That shot's going to skip past. Will be BC ball. Caleb Creaser is released. Ontario gets back to 6 men, but they do have Lagana still in net. That low to low skips along the turf and out of play. BC will get it back. Xander Torres will go pick up a ball from the end line. Up at the top is Sandberg. He loses it and really loses the possession now as Matthew Wright takes it and he's off for a run. That's a nice pass to Haley. And the finish by Jack Boyden and Matthew Wright once again, generating things for Ontario that the attack finish.
Right now, he's their most effective player right now on the field by far, all over the place, on the draws, loose balls, defensively, takeaways. Pushing the ball up the field. He does a good job pushing that ball up the field here. Makes a good pass over to Haley. Haley comes in, drops it into to Jack and Boyton, and he just puts the ball in the net.
Well, we saw Matthew Wright running the floor in the World Juniors over in Saskatoon, and he's very effective at it. He can go. He can do things with his stick. He's fast, very athletic, but also he rarely makes a bad decision. You can see in both these cases where he set up plays, he's found the open man. The pass is not too difficult on the run with the long pull. Just a terrific play and wise decisions. We'll see him pull it out when it's not there.
Oh, yeah. He's a very smart. He's a very special lacrosse player. Makes a lot of right decisions. Oh.
That ball skips away. And
but it still goes to Ontario.
Tough break for Kirkham. Could have had a last gasp effort here in the third quarter to get a shot off. But as it is, Ontario will go to the break with an 11-4 lead. I'm Steven Stamp with Joe Hiltz. Thank you for watching JVI Sports Network's coverage of the Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. lacrosse friends, to the Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships here at the Civic Fields in Oshawa on JVI Sports Network. I'm Steven Stamp with Joe Hiltz. 11-4. We're just having a chat about Matthew Wright during the break, and we're all pretty impressed.
Oh yeah, how can you not be, right? Like all over the field, he's just everywhere. Everywhere you go, he's got the ball in his stick, and it's incredible. He's just such a smart ball player.
He does not come up with possession on this faceoff, but pretty much only because he's not on the field. Otherwise, I'm sure he'd have been out there grabbing it.
Yeah.
Jason Knox tosses it down to Boyden. Raposo.
Like
Trotting over to the far side, yes.
Company's going to dodge from the wing. That's just...
It just lets it rip. Nobody picks him up, so he just shoots. But another nice save by Kevin Sobey.
If I'm coach, that's just another guy that wants a goal. You know, in a game like this, you don't want a goal. You want to make sure you get a goal. Right? The best opportunity for your team to score is what you're looking for right now.
Here's Ontario on the run. Brock Haley feeds it through a few fakes and the rip there by Raposo. He gets one, and that is a nice look.
And that is a better opportunity for him to score, right? Instead of stepping in and taking that outside bad angled shot. Here we go. We just have a fast break coming down the field again, right? Guy comes in, nice inside pass. Raposo's left unprotected. Waits, shoots. Score.
Even with the defender right out on his hands,
but you know what?
A little rotation.
In this game, you give a guy a foot, he has a shot, right?
Yeah.
Especially with that big net, you know. So as he's coming out, Raposo's stepping back, and he's just shooting off stick side.
Winds up, not a big wind up on that. He just flick of the wrists and gets a lot on that one and buries it. 12-4. Ontario goes up. Flag on the play right off the faceoff. It'll be to Reese McDonald of BC. The midfielder from Penticton is going to go and sit. And Ontario starts with possession. Andrew Dalton has it. Up to the top to Dalton. Comes over to Boyden. There's a hard shot from the far side. Again, not necessarily the chance they wanted. Feeling Kevin Sobey is seeing the ball, having time to see it. He's stopping most of what's coming at him.
Yeah, it's only when guys left unprotected or has a clear opportunity to shoot the ball that he's having trouble. But you know, he's getting his body in front of the balls, making some huge saves for this team. Oh,
there's another one. Gets the stick on the shot. Turns aside Jason Knox after a lovely little feed. Ontario retains possession. BC just getting their sixth defender into the play. We're 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter, an Ontario lead of 12-4 as they seek a national championship to match the one that their U18 team won. The game just prior to this one, I'm Steven Stamp with Joe Hiltz. This is JVI Sports Network's coverage of the national championships of field lacrosse. First Nations trophy on the line here for the U18 men. Bo Chetner, a long run, gets past Raposo, and then just at the last moment, Raposo reaches out, swats up, and knocks the ball loose. Made it dramatic, but it was effective. There's Brock Strong on the run. Trailer. Oh, nice low skipper. Had to reach back for it, but boy, Brock Haley has no trouble. As soon as the ball's within reach of him at all, he's going to get it and get it in the net.
And this starts at the back end with Raposo getting the ball loose.
Yeah.
They pick it up, they get it up to Brock. Brock Strong, he makes a nice pass over to Knox. He knocks it back out to Haley, and he just one-timer, bottom corner.
You see how quickly he released that, And again, just the sweep. I mean, not the huge windup. It's had the stick ready to go, so when the ball gets there, it can be released immediately.
Yeah, catch and release is probably the best way to do this. When you're cutting like that, the ball's going one side, goalie's then coming over to stop, and you just throw the ball back far side. Tough ball to save for your goalie.
Back underway, the ball's still loose, but it'll be Zachary Tower that gets there first. 13-4, Ontario goes ahead, and they have possession once again. Brock Strong ran the ball up the field on that last goal. Hands it off to his goalkeeper, who is Caleb Creaser once again. Andrew Lagana did come in when Creaser took his penalty. The run for Jack follows to get up into the offensive zone. He'll step back over midfield. I always like it when the poles get up, get into the offensive swing at least a little bit. Mentioned earlier, I played pole in high school, so.
Well, you never want your poles not to push the ball.
Yeah.
If they get an opportunity to run the ball, they run. If it was me, I was run the ball as far as you can, run it. No pressure, go to that and shoot.
Yeah.
Right. There's pressure. You know what? Pull it out, move the ball, and get back on D. Right. Exactly what he did. He got over center. There was no fast break. Nothing happened. He just stopped, waited, made a good pass, and
there's a chance down low for Haley. Oh, what a save! Is that off the face?
Yeah, it was right off his head.
Yeah, Kevin
And
Sobey.
then knocks one down.
Yeah, and he's pointing to his helmet. The refs will blow play down. Sobey wants to adjust things. As that rattled things, shook some stuff up in his face mask. Norris, I think it was just out of alignment.
Yeah.
Those cages can take quite a pounding and protect the head pretty well, which is good to see.
Yeah, they've come a long way with those things, I'll tell you that. From the SK10 to what they have today.
Yeah. Many advances. Haley from below GLE gets stripped. And Katinik will just step in the way. Nice positioning not to allow any Ontario players to get towards the ball. And Sobey scoops it up, throws it ahead. Cameron Way moves it on immediately, steps back over center. But the ball is turned over. And Ontario takes possession once again. We've got that one wasp that will not leave our booth. He likes to flop around us. There's Matthew Wright once again. Oh, I thought he was going to stay for the offensive set. He waited for a moment. Then as they get into the set, he goes off and gets a change.
Not sure if BC shorthanded here or not. They have 5 guys on, nobody in the box. Oh.
And they just recognized that.
Yeah, they must have heard me.
Wow.
A little late.
Yeah. Brock Haley just bounces one through, and that's just, I mean, it's already looks too easy at times for Ontario, the way that this club is talented and is able to play and score goals, to give them the extra man when they don't deserve it or when it hasn't been earned.
Just again, another mental breakdown by BC. You know what? It's tough enough trying to get into this game. You can't give up goals like that. It's just heartbreaking.
14-4, Ontario pulls ahead. We near the midway point of this fourth quarter. Ball picked up off the face-off by Monty Cook. And Ontario has possession once again. Gets a bit of a check, but maintains his balance. And then throws the pass that skips past Boyden. The low pass not able to be contained, and Nolan Katinik will start with it for British Columbia. Lob pass over to Aiden Danby. The Okanagan connection there. Katinik to Danby. Kelowna to Penticton.
And another turnover.
Yeah. I was trying to avoid talking about that. I just feel bad. I mean, you feel badly. You don't want to beat on a dead horse, but you just have to value possession.
Well, it's the most important part of the game, especially the field game with no shot clock.
Nice scoop pickup on that pass by Boyden. They'll keep the ball rotating, and Moyer will flip it down. Ontario completes 2 circuits of the offensive zone and starts to move in. Hard low to high rip. Nice shot there by Knox, but again, a great save by Kevin Sobey. And then the quick outlet pass. Matthew Abbott just runs into a bunch of red resistance. Hands it off. That low skip pass gets down to Tristan Kirkham. He comes up with it and is going to get a bit of a pick there. Runs back out above GLE. Gets to the middle. Spins and shoots. Nice effort by Kirkham to get away from Renzetti and get the opportunity.
Did a lot of hard work. Worked hard, got in the middle. Creature makes a big save.
Jack Follows took the pass from Creaser. Got it back.
Eddie Q.
And here they goes. Oh, a little reverse whip shovel. But Boyden couldn't find the spot.
Trying to be a little too cute, that one.
14-4, Ontario is up as we near 9 minutes remaining in this gold medal game for the First Nations Trophy here at the Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships. Monty Cook on the run, another save by Kevin Sobey. We were talking a bit about the players of the game. I think for Ontario, it'd be hard not to go with Matthew Wright, who's been everything to them. Loose ball pickups, getting engaged in the offense. The ball rolls all the way to Creaser. Great defensive play. I mean, just pretty much everything you could ask for a lacrosse player out there today. And now he's going to make himself available in the middle. They're going to pass over to the far side instead. On the BC side, we're digging Kevin Sobey, the goalie.
It's pretty much been everything for them. Like he's made at least 10 to 15 saves, at least. You know,
and some of them on very high quality scoring chances.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you can't overlook Brock Haley on the offense.
Yeah.
You know, with an offensive that's talented as this, so you know what?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many goals Haley has. We haven't got the stats page available in front of us, but boy, Haley scored a bunch, and in such a wide variety of ways. I mean, the power shot, the touch shot, the little trickiness, all kinds of positions on the field. Backpedaling is Raposo. Knox trots away from the pressure, throws it up to the top. Dalton takes the pass back. Another save by Sobey. A nice two-man game with Jonathan Peshko. Long outlet pass. Boy. I think Reese Trepanier Dawson has to give his goalie a little bit more help there. Oh, what a play. Coming out from behind. That's a beauty from Mitchell Sandberg. BC managed to retain possession, and that is gorgeous coming out from behind the net.
You know, that was a fantastic. That was just, you know what? Here he comes in. He goes to his weak side, rolls back, right? Defender's all over him, and all he does is he steps, just a little flick shot.
Oh. Straight
no
back
look.
Over the head, over the shoulder.
Hey, no look. Here he comes around and not even look at the net, just shoots it back over his head.
That's a beauty.
You know, Creaser really wasn't expecting that shot to come out of there.
I don't think Creaser knew he'd even taken the shot until it was in the net. He turned around and was like, whoa, the ball's in behind me. 14-5, BC pulls back within 9. Gorgeous, gorgeous play by Mitchell Sandberg. Ontario gets possession off the faceoff, but it will be called a moving pick by Brock Strong.
Yeah, you know what? The only thing happened there is when you stand still, you can't have your stick hanging out.
Yeah.
Even when you're standing there, stick's got to be up and down, right? Brock had a stick out. The guy tried to run by, stopped, spots his momentum, which caused a turnover.
Coming up to 5.5 to play. BC has possession. Tristan Kirkham hands it off. Penalty coming now.
He stabbed himself.
Cameron Way was knocked to the turf and takes like you said, a rough ride, a tough bounce as he lands. So the man up for British Columbia. Chetner takes the pass back. Just got it across the top. That one is tipped. Boy, Brock Strong almost got the first one, then Jack follows, knocks the second pass out of the way. Active sticks by this Ontario defense. Hard rip from the outside, but Creaser followed it all the way, right into his stick. Nice outlet pass there. Oh, but then the trail check. Great work by Luke Evans from Maple Ridge. Ontario gets the ball back after it was knocked out. Brock Haley will slow things up a bit. 4 minutes to go here. I'm Steven Stamp with Joe Hiltz. This is JVI Sports Network's coverage of the Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships from Oshawa. Thanks for being with us, lacrosse friends. The medal and trophy presentations at the end of the game. Little flip pass behind the back. Knox feeds one right through the teeth of the defense. Pesco will reset. Knox behind the net. Watched there by Matthew Abbott. The high flag toss. And the shot by Knox will drift into that fencing at the back. We started to talk about that earlier. That's a new idea here. I've been to a bunch of events here. I haven't seen the fencing behind, but boy, it does a nice job keeping so many balls in.
I think what it does is stops from having a ball boy in the end line, right? Right, that way with the big field and the open ends, you don't have to worry about chasing balls all day long.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a young lacrosse fan down behind the field, though. A couple of girls just running in. One of them got the ball, and her friend rips it away from her, as they do occasionally get under the fence. Ontario with possession once again. We're into the final 3 minutes. It will be stop time for these 3 minutes. Pesco. Look, he was thinking about shooting. Then he backs away. Oh, and that's just a hard line drive of a shot by Andrew Dalton to make it 15-5.
Again, you know what? You're not getting that.
Yeah.
Right? Stepped into prime territory taking a shot like that. Goalie had no opportunity. He's like 10 feet from the goal. Again, you know what?
Just puts everything he has behind it.
Stay out of the penalty box. Stay out of the box. Just can't give this offense a chance to score. I know we've said it over and over and over again, but it's fact, right? It's just like...
There's a reason.
Yeah.
Cookman for BC. Renzetti for Ontario. Possession foul against BC, so Ontario will take the ball. And they are still on the man up. They'll flood out onto the field to get everyone in the attack. Back up to the top. Zachary Kearney over to Buckta. Start to get some cutters. Buckta goes through. The dodge down the left alley. Jack Kearney. Coming up to the final minute and a half of this championship game. Ontario will throw the ball away, but they still have a firm grip on the gold medal with a 15-5 lead. And they're still hustling off the field. You see Curtis Buckta running full speed to get off the field and get a replacement on, even with that 10-goal lead. You got to like that discipline.
Absolutely. You know what? It is a national championship. You got to play right through to the end of the game, regardless if you're up or down, right?
Ball bounces straight off the stick of Bo Chetner. And Haley is there to scoop it up, and Ontario has possession once again.
Good opportunity, Tapper or Stamper, to say, thanks to the referees and all the volunteers here that make this happen, right? We have all the clubs that are behind it all, but without some of these volunteers that maybe aren't involved with some of these clubs and stuff like that, something like this really doesn't happen.
Yeah, I was talking to Terry Lloyd, who, worked here at the Civic Fields for years and years, still is here constantly. You'd think he still worked here. He's been retired for a while. He is still here constantly, volunteering, running events, organizing things. The stall is on for Ontario, and so many volunteers. He was introducing me to a couple of multiple Minto Cup winners from the 70s who are here volunteering.
Yeah, well, Terry's the mastermind behind that Oshawa U19 team, right?
Yeah.
He's been that guy for years, and he's, they've won numerous championships here on the Junior Men's Field League. He runs such a great program. And
for the referees, of course, our thanks for all that you do. We know it can be a thankless job, but we are saying thank you to the referees for being out there and committing your time and energy to allowing these young men to play as Ontario wins the 2018 Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships. It's the First Nations trophy. The U18 champions come from Ontario. 15-5, the final score.
You know what? 15-5. If BC had have protected the ball a little better, and took ownership of the ball a little better than what they did, who knows? The game could have been 15. It could have been close. It would have been closer. In my mind.
Yeah, I think so.
But
there's the two sides, right? If BC protects the ball better, they have more chances to score. And of course, the big thing, they're not giving Ontario possession and letting them go down and have their opportunities with that potent offense.
Absolutely.
The teams will line up. They will shake hands. We'll have the medals and the trophies presented. Well, I'll keep the screen going for you, but we're going to wrap things up. I am Steven Stamp with Joe Hiltz. Thank you so much, lacrosse friends, for being with us here on JVI Sports Network's presentation of the 2018 Canadian Field Lacrosse Championships, the Alumni Cup and First Nations Trophy. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.